to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. I would like to encourage everyone on my Facebook friends list, everyone in my social groups, and all my listeners from around the globe. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube page, and share this audio podcast on all social media sites you are on, such as Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn, ladies and gentlemen. This audio podcast is available in two forms: audio and also as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. I am the founder and president of the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium transcript so that you can look at all of my sources because I come with receipts. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. This podcast is for real social change. We're trying to fight for the African American community and the African immigrant community. I'm doing my best to recruit brave and smart, like minded Black Americans, as well as brave and smart, like minded African immigrants within the United States to turn my ideas and vision into a reality. Before the Wall Street movement, before Black Lives Matter movement, before American Descendants of Slavery, ADOS, we had GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. The Grassroots Community Activist Movement is based in the United States of America, although we are still a virtual Christian organization. Our objective is to unite like minded Black Americans and like minded African immigrants in America so that together we can build the best African American business within the United States of America. And that would be the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Our mission is to help eradicate urban violence in Chicago through art, culture, commerce, spiritual development, and hosting African and Caribbean tours. We will promote economic opportunities in the African American community and in the African immigrant community by being an advocate and and also become an economic base in both communities. We will offer different membership levels: basic membership, networking membership, and entrepreneur membership. The Kai of Chicago will be a multi-purpose facility consisting of a nonprofit sector and also a for-profit sector, operating under 9 functions under one roof within the African American community. We'll have a social service component, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people, a political component, an entertainment component, an entrepreneur component, a health and wellness component, Black grassroots media component, science and technology component, and a travel and tourism component. Under the for-profit service base, it will be known as a red zone. We will offer state-of-the-art recreational center, which will have bowling, high rope adventures, captivating game room ventures, latest video and amusements, stylish billboards, energetic dance rooms, and quality restaurants, various businesses, on-site childcare, and on-site music recording studio for our members and students making documentary films and plays. In addition, we will host family-friendly activities, including combination deals, birthday parties, weddings, and corporate parties and events. We will practice group economics in real time by pooling our resources together in order to create and control our own community grocery store, community healthcare center, and community housing. This will be group economics in action. We will offer rental space for our members who have gone through our um, business programs under the nonprofit sector that would be called the Green Zone. The Chi of Chicago will be governed by an advisory board. Chi of Chicago will be membership based and operate for the mutual benefit of our members. Also, any earnings will be returned to our members in the forms of lower prices through our quality programs and services. We will assist our members with their utility bills, spending on our budget and sponsorship. We will offer light groceries through our food pantries and tutoring services for Black youth, African youth, and their families. Our objective is to build the best African American business within the United States of America. The Kai of Chicago we will learn how to work together, build business relationships, learn about and respecting one another's culture. This is all for credibility before we replicate the business and expand it to the African continent. I'm trying to use this technology and social media to help spread my vision to all those who would listen. My vision for Africa to, to reconnect with our ancestral homeland. We will go through the proper channels with each African government to start our NGO, non government organization. We will offer employment to our members based on our budget and sponsorship. We will focus on improving Africa's infrastructure for clean running water, agricultural technology to feed the people, offer solar energy to help with their electric generators, and most of all, help improve the African economy in exchange for dual citizenships for Black Americans that's GRCAM members. GRCAI of Chicago will promote Black economic empowerment on a domestic front and also on an international front. We will bring the best of the diaspora to each African nation so that we can set up local chapters and do international trade among our people. We will reconnect Black entrepreneurs with African entrepreneurs, Black artists with African artists. I created this platform, Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, to give people on my friends list who are artists, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, spiritual leaders, and upcoming entrepreneurs to promote their products and services or share their special talents with our members from the global community. I have a I have proven my commitment throughout the years because I've been pushing this for the past 33 years. Yes, it's frustrating. I don't like the fact that um, you know, people here in Chicago, my home city, where I'm trying to get this business up and running, when I reach out to them in real life and try to give them flyers, they tell me they're not interested. It's a turnoff. But hey, it is what it is. And again, this is why I'm reaching out definitely to African immigrants. I want you to understand that we're not going to be out there marching and protesting. This is on business. I don't want to die in America. I want to be able to get my business popping here first for credibility, turn it over once we get it popping here in America, specifically Chicago. I'm going to turn it over to qualified managers that's going to help run the business without me being present. Because I want to go over to the African continent, work with Africans that want more out of life, and help build up the African economy and do the best that I can to serve people that want more out of life. That's all. I don't want to spend another 33 years doing this. And that's real. The Chi of Chicago is about raising the bar in Black America. There will be protocol in place to separate ourselves from con artists, Black boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. All of the principles in my revised book is the code for GCAM members. Those who are not part of us, we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. I don't operate like the next black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me, especially if you want to work for my business. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made, the sooner we can build Gurkai of Chicago together, both Black Americans and African immigrants. Again, for credibility. This business is not about me. It's about Gurkai members and their families. It's about improving our community and meeting the needs of the African American community and the African immigrant community. It's my hope that we can build this movement together, a movement that will not put politics over our interests, a movement that refuses to let the same insiders who have done nothing for decades keep holding power without accountability. So over here, we're nonpartisans, we're independent, and we're not affiliated with anyone. We're M1, meaning we are melanated first. Our focus is on solving Black issues at the community level. I believe that the strength of our community lies with our diversity, in our resilience, and in our shared commitment to a better tomorrow. I will not forget where I came from and who I'm fighting for. Let me make let's make real change happen together. The grassroots community activist movement welcomed Black entrepreneurs, Black artists, African artists, and cultivate a family-friendly atmosphere rooted in solidarity and making a positive impact within the African American community and in the African immigrant community. Objective is to revolutionize economic development by educating our members about economic policies. We strive to create an environment that unleashes human potential, drives entrepreneur success, and support substantial growth. By providing a low tax business, we aim to attract and nurture Black entrepreneurs and investors. Our commitment to transparency, integrity, and community engagement ensures that Kyle Chicago will not just be a place to do business, but a place to thrive and build a prosperous future for our members and our students. We value creativity, autonomous, and dedication. Be a part of a team that capitalize prosperity by unleashing the immense amount of global trapped human potential by becoming a CAM member. Gurkai of Chicago, Gurkai of Africa. Our mission is to help improve the African economy by recruiting local Africans to become Gurkai members. We will teach our members and students about financial literacy, and then we will work on creating jobs for continental Africans and reduce the high poverty rate in each African nation that we set up our local chapters in. Frequently asked questions. How can I follow and support your grassroots community activist movement? Answer. The best way to support us is by purchasing my revised book and reading my story. Then, if you feel led, donate what you can towards our film project on our GoFundMe page. Or if you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you donate to our film project on our PayPal Giving Fund page. Because you can use that as a tax write-off, because this is a legitimate nonprofit 501c3 faith-based community advocacy organization. Please subscribe to my YouTube page where you can get up-to-date information about our film project and initiatives. Beyond that, you can follow me on X, which used to be Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok by typing in my full name. That would be Emmanuel Barbee. Emmanuel, last name Barbee. Second question: how can I help get Grakai of Chicago off the ground? Answer: the best way to help get Grakai of Chicago off the ground is by supporting our film project. My sole focus is on turning Gurkham into a real business, which is Gurkai of Chicago. I'm very protective about my time and energy. Once we get our film project fully funded and made, and the proceeds from the film starts pouring in, then I will be in a better position financially to purchase property in Chicago, buy office equipment, and hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants within the United States of America to help me build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Next question: how can I engage with communities in Black America and in Africa? Answer: the most important way is by becoming a CAM member and supporting our film project so that we can build Chicago in America first for credibility. Then we will expand the business to the African continent. Rakai of Africa be will become a beacon of innovation, offering investors and African partners a proven path to contribute to Africa's economic growth and development. Rakai of Africa is here to solve social issues at the local level. Now, Rakai of Africa will focus only on African issues. So that's how come we're gonna be over there. So, like I say, it's gonna be um, in two formats. One would be domestically, and the other would be internationally. So, I want to get it popping in South Africa, and then we're gonna spread it out to 9 other African nations, so that way we can do international trade with our brothers and sisters on the continent, and then eventually we're gonna hit those the Caribbeans, and Brazil. But I can't do all this stuff by myself. This is why I'm reaching out. Those that would work with me and also be part of my film project will go down in history with me and Sister Renee. That's just how it is. And those that rejected me for the past 33 years would not be part of my business. Ain't nothing changing. You want to act funny style with me when I was reaching out to you, no problem. It is what it is. We just gonna remain strangers. Um, Light of Africa is here to solve social issues at the local level. For example, Africa has been using an outdated model imposed on them by Western nations. U.S. aid and European charities have often sidelined Africans, fostering in the I would say dependence over development. Ineffective paradigms, aids, and short-term interventions have not helped Africa become independent or self-reliant. Limited reach, a negotiable amount of aid reaches the intended targets, while free aid undercuts local African economies. Western nations try to impose their cultural values over African culture, such as the push by America for African nations to accept the LGBT in order to receive foreign aid. The goal is for Gurkai of Africa to become an economic base that's clear. The way of restrictive business laws while empowering local African businesses and local economies, which will create opportunities for our members, students, and their families. We plan on constructing the infrastructure for tomorrow's Africa, where startup businesses become the cradle of technology and innovation. Join us in this groundbreaking venture to redefine Africa's economic landscape. You will be at the forefront of its transformation into a global powerhouse of innovation and prosperity. This means purchasing products and services that are made in Birkai of Chicago and also in Birkai of Africa. I encourage African journalists and podcasters based in Africa to allow me to come on your platform so that I can promote my vision for Africa. We look to partner with organizations that are aligned with our mission, have a proven track record of success, a strong leadership team, and a dedication to ethnic business practice. If you believe you are a fit, please send me a message to my email so that we can discuss this matter further. Thank you again for your interest in my work and for joining me on this mission. I believe that together we have the power to create a bright and prosperous future for Black America and Africa, and thus to change the world. Onward and upward. I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but at this time, this is where I'm at. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my job. Um, I am unable to reach Black Americans because a majority of them have become Americanized and have developed a narcissist attitude. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 African nations, for them to read my story and for them, if they believe that they have the skills I'm looking for them to make themselves known to me through email. African immigrants who are from the following African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. All I'm asking is that you read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, then make yourself known to me by sending me a message to my business email provided in my revised book. Would love to hear from you and to have you on the show so that we can talk about the topic of what I talk of what I've written about and to get others involved to get behind this film project. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal giving page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Our aim is to raise $250,000. We are using crowdfunding so that everybody knows exactly where the money will be going. We have our GoFundMe page and our PayPal Giving Fund page um, in the comment section below this audio podcast. I use this platform in order to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups. If you are an author, an entrepreneur, poet, or a musician, um, then I would like for you to come on this show to promote yourself and your work to my listeners from the global community. Then make arrangements with me by sending me your email address either to my inbox on my backup Facebook page or on my LinkedIn page or on my X page or my TikTok page or my um, Instagram page. I give business owners, church leaders, and people that have special skills an opportunity to promote their service, products, and services with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I usually offer my guest speakers an incentive by sharing with them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, create free websites for their business or ministries, find college grants and scholarships, and legal services all for free. Upcoming events Friday, March 7th, we have a guest speaker, evangelist Kathy from Nigeria. Saturday, March 8th, we have Margaret Jefferson from Chicago. Wednesday, March 12th, we have Evangelist Vera from Nigeria. Friday, March 14th, we have Apostle Tina. Friday, March 21st, we have Miss Lydia. Um, it's a little hard to pronounce her last name, but I'll try. Ooh. Okay, she's from South Africa. Thursday, March 27th, we have Minister Ruth Queen from Kenya. Please mark your calendar for our monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, March 29th, 2025. Theme, Killing Beef, Gun Violence in the Black Community, where YouTube/StreamYard. Time, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 9 p.m. West African Time, 10 p.m. South African Time, 11 p.m. East African Time, and 9 p.m. UK Time. Instructions on how to participate on our monthly virtual interactive conference. If you would like to be a part of the panel, then just send me your email address to my backup Facebook page through Facebook Messenger. I will email you the audio podcast. Let me know when you finish listening to my presentation. Then I will email you the link to get on the show. Once I finish my presentation, then I will open up the show for Q&A. This is called Side B. I prefer to see you on camera first before you come on the show to avoid trolls. Title of this presentation: Sanctuary City Mayors Testifying Before Congress and Why and What is Black Economic Empowerment? Our first topic: Sanctuary City Mayors Testifying Before Congress. On Wednesday, March 5th, 2025, we had Democrat mayors, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, Denver Mayor Michael Johnston, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. Family, I would like for you to listen to the amount of taxpayers' money that the New York City Mayor Eric Adams spent on illegal immigrants. To watch the video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast and click on the link. Then scroll down to Show and Prove. The Forbes video clip is entitled Brian Go Brian Brian sorry Byron Donalds absolutely lights into Boston Mayor Michelle Wu in fierce exchange, unquote. He said New York taxpayer paid $6.9 billion on illegal immigration is a problem that was fostered on the American people. None of the other mayors had an exact figure on how much money they spent on illegal immigration. Mayor Brandon Johnson said 1.1%, but couldn't give the exact number. He should have been prepared. He knew they were going to grill him about the numbers. Notice, Mayor Brandon Johnson will not answer straightforward questions during the hearing. When he was asked a question about sanctuary cities, who are you hiding them from? Black Americans and other Americans are being discriminated against because these Democrat politicians are showing bias between American citizens and illegal immigrants. We have American citizens who are homeless in Chicago, yet these illegal immigrants are being put up in shelters while American citizens are homeless. That is discriminatory. We need federal laws passed to ban sanctuary cities nationwide. If you don't send a strong message to these Democrats during midterms, they will continue to promote sanctuary cities. Black Americans don't benefit because we're not immigrants. We don't vote political party interest. We vote policy that will benefit Black America. Y'all have to start showing up at these town hall meetings and during local elections. Brandon Johnson only has a 6% approval rating because he's Democrat first. All that money went to people that broke federal law by crossing the borders, but that was the policy of the last administration. These politicians could have used all that money for reparations for descendants of American slaves in New York. The Democrats want to paper up all these other groups except Black Americans. And I have been warning Black Americans for the past 33 years that we have to separate ourselves from these off code Negroes and those who are in cahoots with the white supremacist financial elites to undermine us as a collective. I did some research about sanctuary cities. They are intended to protect illegal immigrants. The majority of illegal immigrants live in large cities. I told y'all this system of states' rights is an Achilles heel for change because we understand that states' rights came about because of American slavery. The South wanted to make sure they control the southern way of life without any interference from the North. We had have a federal government, then we don't need state rights because according to the Constitution, federal law supersedes state law. How is it that we can have sanctuary cities, yet we can't assist federal law enforcement? My issue is this: local and state law enforcement will assist federal law enforcement to go after American criminals, but will protect illegal immigrants. And that's a double standard, and that's not right. Why none of these American lawyers will sue based on discrimination because that's a discriminatory practice because they are protecting illegal foreign nationals. That's breaking federal law. Remember, you can't discriminate based on race, disability, or gender. People like Edward Bloom sues against affirmative action where we are, where is our Black lawyers? I believe that the Democrats are going to use Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett as the voice for Black people in order to get us back on that Democrat plantation. Notice she does not advocate for Black Americans like pushing for reparations or fighting for an anti Black hate crime bill. We can say the same thing for the Congressional Black Caucus. Just look at their track record. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share this with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic: what is Black economic empowerment? Because of the $11 trillion wealth gap between Blacks and whites in America, Black Americans as a collective suffer from an economic apartheid created by the white supremacist financial elites. Understand, family, they got 246 years of free labor from our ancestors, plus 100 years of Jim Crow, followed by convict leasing, sharecropping, institutionalized racism, redlining, and mass incarceration. The US government is on the hook for American slavery because the so called founding fathers all had slaves. The foundation of the United States of America is anti Black racism. The only thing that will level the playing field for for Blacks and whites economically is reparation. That is due to descendants of American slaves slash freedmen or FBA, foundational Black Americans. Because of this slave mentality among Black Americans, which was inflicted on our people during slavery, it has been passed down from one generation to the next. Many Black Americans have become Americanized and have adopted this narcissist attitude. A lot of them act funny style with me and stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is. But mark my words, like I say, once this business is materialized, once I'm able to connect with I would say some real writers, those that's, care about the African continent and all that, you know, then they'll come around because they'll see that we're making an impact in the African American community and all the stuff that I've been talking about. When they see it materialize, then they want to come out to woodworks and want to be a part of us. Mark my words on that. But like I say, ain't nothing changing on my end. I'm make sure I have protocol in place so that way, everybody's gonna that come through our doors, we're gonna check them, meaning we're gonna vet them, gonna put everything out on the table, let people know, what we're about. Um, we we are not gonna have any freeloaders. Everybody's gonna have to do their part in this business. Um, After first of all pass a criminal background check, they're gonna have to sign a community pledge saying that they agree with the um pledge for GRCAM, and they're gonna have to submit their thumbprints if they want to be a part of my business because my business is membership based, and this is how I get down, and I stand on that. Uh, this is why it's been taking me 33 years, and I'm still on first base. My message is not for all Black Americans, nor is it for all African immigrants within the United States. My message is only for like minded Black Americans, like minded African immigrants, like minded Afro Caribbeans, like minded Afro Brazilians, like minded Afro Latinos. All I have is my revised book, my virtual store, and my online groups in this platform. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to Africa. I need brave and smart, like minded Black Americans, brave and smart, like minded African immigrants from the 10 African nations to please purchase my revised book and read my story for yourself. If you believe you have the skills that I'm looking for, then make yourself known to me. Don't wait until I'm dead. Work with me while I'm alive. Again, I'm not running for public office. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to work with the community and serve the community, but I want to connect with people from the community that want more out of life. I need GRCAM members who will help me build the best African American business within the United States of America. So that way you can go down in history with me. I hope that the Chi of Chicago will become an economic base within the African American community and the African immigrant community. One thing that a lot of us forget is that economic journey don't happen overnight. It takes a life, sometimes it takes a lifetime. At this stage in the game, we don't have such time to waste. That's why I'm reaching out to African immigrants in America to help speed up the process. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made, that way helps increase the business to materialize and for us to get it up and running in America. And again, this is for credibility. Then I can turn the business over to qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants and expand it to the African continent. Since Black America, like I say, since Black America has rejected my vision and plan for the past 33 years, my business will be membership based. And I'm only responsible for GRCAM members. It is what it is. If you look at the Roman Empire, it was not built in a day. A lot of that came from multi generations of people being committed to the plan and vision. For example, the Jewish community didn't become wealthy champions of the world overnight. They had to go through some things. They experienced tragedy among their people, and now they're one of the most powerful communities on the planet. In time, we will create our own app as well as make our presence known within the African American community and the African immigrant community, and eventually on the African continent, as well as in the Caribbean and in Brazil. Remember the conversation when Obama won the election in 2029 and the mainstream media start talking about a post-racial society until Trayvon Martin, which gave rise to the Black Lives Matter movement. Black wealth is not the same as white wealth because of economic opportunities in this country. Being Black in America comes with some challenges, but if our ancestors were able to build Black Wall Street during Jim Crow, then we should be able to build more than just Black Wall Street, not only limited in America, but also on an international level. And again, that will be Gurkai of Chicago. A Black person's path to prosperity may not be the same as someone who is non-Black. That's just the reality. It's just absolutely a shame that a majority of Black children don't know anything about investing or starting their own business because their parents don't know. Again, this business is for Black parents, single Black mothers, single Black fathers, or two parent families. But again, we want to help those kids that's trapped in American ghettos the most. We also want to unite, our Black middle class professionals to work with us. That's who I want to hire. This should be a top priority for all Gurkai of Chicago. Is about raising the bar in Black America. But as I said many times before, without support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I'm unable to do my job. No one can say that I'm not trying because every week I'm documenting my free webinars when I host my audio podcasts or video podcasts. I can't call Black Americans, but I can do my part in teaching those who want to learn and those who want to become GRCAM members. I long to relocate back to the motherland and establish Gurkai of Africa. I long to teach African youth and their families about financial literacy, group economics, and networking with other GRCAM members in other African nations, the Caribbeans, um, as well as here in America. I would also make sure all of our African youth take our vocational training classes so that they can create their own businesses and be a part of our Black empowerment films. America has lost its morals. The school system and the mainstream media has screwed up our children, and our traditional families are under attack. For example, I found an article on CNN entitled, quote, Senate Democrats block GOP-led bill to ban transgender health athletes from women's sports, unquote. Most Americans who are parents are unified against transgender males playing female sports. Make sure to remember the names of these Democrats in the Congress and in the Senate during midterms. We need to vote them out of office because they still have not learned their lesson. You would think that Democrats would be doubling down on pushing LGBT agenda. I'm going to continue to encourage all y'all to vote these Democrats out of office. We want some normalcy back in America. The Democrats are not part of protecting women and children. Their allegiance is with foreign nationals, not American citizens. For example, look how the Biden-Harris administration did when they were in control. They allowed millions of illegal immigrants to the enter the country and make sure to take care of them over American citizens. They're against traditional families. They don't believe in freedom of speech. On this platform, we're getting the message out on the airways to those who want more out of life and want all GCAM members to win together. On this platform, if you're a Black artist or an African artist, and a Black entrepreneur or African entrepreneur, um, Black author or African author, um, Black musician or African musician, they make arrangements with me to come on this platform and promote your books, your business, your music, your ministry to my listeners from the global community. This is how we strengthen our community. That's how we take control of our destiny. It's my hope that Kyle Chicago would become a multi-million dollar business. I have been paying out of pocket for my business title since 2010. I pay the city, state, and IRS, and yet I'm still on first base, and I still don't have a physical building, nor do I have any employees because Black Americans are not buying my book, and they're not buying items from my virtual store. Can't make people buy that, But you can't blame the white man. It's not the white man's fault that Black Americans not buying items from my virtual store. It's not the white man's fault that Black Americans are not buying my book. It's not the white man's fault that Black Americans is not donating to the film project. That's a personal choice. And truth be told, that's that slave mentality. Because they don't want to see me have a successful business. It is what it is. But because I'm a Christian and I'm trying to do what my creator called me to do, I'm doing my best to get this thing off the ground. I'm not interested in writing more books. It is what it is. I'm just trying to do this film project. I want to create the best film that I can do. That's all I can say. That's real talk. I was hoping that items on my virtual store would be selling off the chain, but that didn't happen. And this is why I'm trying to turn my book into a docudrama to reach the Black masses and the Black world to let them know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people who are trapped in American ghettos. That's what investing is all about, valuing something before everyone else start to value it. Kyle Chicago will host monthly events that will promote M1 family friendly events and things that will benefit our community, such as hosting several workshops, seminars, which will focus on health, music, the music industry, film industry, real estate, Black hair products, investing, building bridges with Africa, Brazil, and the Caribbeans. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Share with your friends on all social media sites you're on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Put me on blast by telling all your friends and family to listen to our content on our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everyone that's listening to this audio podcast. I need all hands on deck. I need you all to back up this film project so that we can move from behind the internet and get our story on the big screen to let the whole Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos. Um, Quote, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign, either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support our film project on our GoFundMe page, or if you're a U.S. citizen, then you can use our PayPal given fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99, or the softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comment section. Thank you for listening to our YouTube live or the playback. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I would want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space. We are where we discuss Black issues. We do this every week. Please do me a favor. That subscribe button, hit that like button, and join us each and every time we're here. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings.